Hello， 大家早上好。今天早上我给我自己安排了一个很神奇的东西，就是我等会儿去做一个线上雅思口语测试。好久没有玩过了，因为我不是教雅思嘛，那我觉得雅思这种公开考试呢，还是要时不时去考一下的。我上一次考试2020年，那时候是我第一次机考。当时就想说给大家感受一下机考是什么样的一种感受，那我到时候我也可以更加好的分享我的经验给学生们。现在2年过去了，我觉得也可以再去重新考一次了。然后这次呢，我想说考之前先去让别人给我诊断一下我的口语和写作有什么问题。我上次考的口语是8.5，然后写作是8。那像考试这种东西呢，就是你考完之后只有个分数的反馈，你并不知道自己哪里做的不够好。就怎么说，像我这种程度的学生吧，别人一般看你说话呀、写文章，觉得都还挺正常的，就不会再去指点了。所以我就一直都不知道该怎么样去进步，就挺烦的，我觉得。然后我就想说，找一个这种外国的老师，然后就可以给我一个比较1对1的反馈。我去年暑假不是找了那个 Elliot 帮我给口语的反馈嘛，那个觉得还挺有用的。其实，那我这次想看看在雅思这种考试的场景当中，那个 examiner 会给一个怎样的反馈。然后它这个就是一个模拟考试的感觉，大概20分钟的考试时间吧。然后之后可能到2天之后吧，会给你一个书面的报告。我觉得这个应该会蛮有帮助的。这样子我就知道我雅思到底哪里做的不够好，可以再去进步。那这种经验也可以分享给我的学生，帮助他们去进步。因为我也有这样子的1对1的模拟考试和反馈嘛，那我想说这次的这种体验不仅可以让我自己知道我自己英语哪里不够好，也可以学到一些教学的经验，对不对？如果有的话，那我觉得还挺值得的，这个钱花的。好了，我现在有点来不及了，其实就打算稍微的去化一下妆，看起来不要太颓废。还有几分钟。还有10分钟就要开始了，然后还是可以把这个腮红涂一下的。新买了一块腮红，这个颜色28号颜色，还挺嫩的，而且这个味道很好闻。它不是那种香精的味道，它是干净的肥皂水的味道，我喜欢。我不喜欢那种 commercial 的香味。你看，是不是挺有气色的？哎呀，我怎么这么嘴碎呢？就化个妆就可以说这么多话，真可怕。是做老师的一个通病吧，我想是。Okay, let's use some eyeshadow to depuff our eyes. 啦啦啦啦！大家有没有觉得在考口语试之前就会疯狂说英语，好像有帮助的感觉？Yeah, I think it is helpful a little bit. 但这一排眼影真的是消肿神器，这个 Tom Ford 31号色 I shared with you last time in my makeup video. Okay, how much? Okay, how much time? We are running out of time. All right. 好了，那我就不画眉毛了。Okay, I'll ask them if I can record my meeting. 应该可以吧？我给了钱的。Okay, 那就等会见啦，拜拜。OK， 准备开始啦。Okay, now I'm going to click into the Zoom link, and we'll start in 2 minutes. A bit nervous. Hi, morning.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
That's good. All right, so we are doing the IELTS speaking practice, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this will take about 10 minutes and then your feedback will be on the E2 platform. And also what I'm doing right now, just before we start, is checking that you can record it if you want to in your Zoom.
Okay.
Recording in progress.
Yep, it's starting.
So let's begin.
Okay.
So my name is Lana. Can you tell me your full name, please?
My full name is...
Thank you. Now, in this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's talk about your hometown, where you grew up. Did you grow up in a big city or a small town?
I grew up in a big city. I was born and bred in Guangzhou, which is a major city in China. It's famous for its commerce, and as a kid, I got to meet different people from different parts of the country. I think that was a very valuable experience in my childhood.
Is your hometown a good place for young people?
I think it is, because Guangzhou is a very vibrant city with people from different cultures, from different countries around the world. So when young people come to Guangzhou, they get to interact with people from other places from which they could learn lessons that could help them in the future.
You like to live there in the future?
Currently, obviously, I'm not living in Guangzhou because I came to Hong Kong to study for university. But in the future, I might go back because my parents are there and I would like to take care of them when they get old.
Okay, let's now talk about art. Did you enjoy art lessons when you were a child?
To be honest, when I was a child, I did not really enjoy art lessons because honestly speaking, it was not counted towards my accumulative marks. So I didn't take it very seriously. And I even thought it was a waste of time. But as I grew up, I realized that art is very important in our lives. It nourishes our souls and develops our sense of judgment of beauty.
Ever draw or paint pictures today?
Do I draw or paint pictures today? Not really, but I like to go to art exhibitions to appreciate the paintings done by famous artists. For example, I often go to the Hong Kong Art Museum because there are regular exhibitions held there. Yeah.
You like having in your home?
Sorry, I couldn't hear the question.
What do you like having in your home?
Sorry, again, the internet is not very stable.
Let's try again. What kind of art do you like having in your home?
Oh, okay. I like to have modern pieces in my home because I would like to decorate my home in a way that's trendy and stylish. So modern sculptures or maybe, small displays will be suitable.
Okay. Now I'm going to give you a topic and I'll ask you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes.
Sure.
Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to make notes if you wish, to think about what you're going to say. And you can, so you can make notes if you wish. And here is the topic.
Okay.
Describe a piece of technology or device that you use often.
这个就是我的笔记了，非常的少，主要把大方向写下来，把时态确定，剩下的时间就去构思怎么样 elaborate 这几个大方面，这样子比你完全写下来你要说的话会更加有效。
But you have between 1 and 2 minutes for this,
Okay.
so don't worry. If I stop you, I will tell you when the time is up.
Okay.
Can you start speaking now, please?
Okay. So a piece of device I always use is my smartphone, and currently I'm using iPhone 13 Pro. I'm not crazy about following the tech trend, but I will always try to make sure that my device, my smartphone, is running well, it won't crash and such, because I really use it a lot. I use it for obviously text messaging, communicating with my friends and my colleagues, but also I use it to film and edit my videos. I'm a teacher, but I also do social media on the side, so I always have to edit my videos, and sometimes I will do it when I'm commuting because it saves a lot of time. Commuting itself is a waste of time, so I will try to make good use of the time by editing my videos so I can do a lot of things simultaneously. I use it every day, obviously, and I try not to use it before bed because I know it's bad for sleep. Smartphones these days are quite user-friendly. The interface and a lot of apps are designed in a very interactive and very easy to use way. So I won't say it's very difficult to navigate yourselves among the apps, but for some editing apps, it does take a bit of time to get to know how to use it, especially if you're using some advanced functions like adding stickers or adding some special effects. It does take some time. But normally, I think it's quite easy. But again, if you want to advance your skills in using the mobile phone. For example, if you want to take great photos using the camera function, you do have to learn some tricks. But these tricks can be easily acquired or can be easily learned from the internet, for example, like YouTube. So I think my smartphone is very important to me because it helps me to stay connected with people I need to contact most of the time in a day. And
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
it. Yeah, thanks, Tina. Okay, so we've been talking about your mobile phone that you use often. And I'd like to discuss with you now one or two more general questions related to this topic. How do you think technology has changed the way people work? So if you think about, maybe a generation or two ago, and how we work now, and what has been the role of technology in these changes?
I think technology has definitely made our work much easier compared with like several generations ago. On the one hand, it makes a lot of very like repetitive work less so, because you can, for example, if you have Word, if you have Excel, you can easily copy and paste the formulas or copy and paste the format and get it quickly done. And also it has made some pretty advanced or pretty complicated work much simpler thanks to technology. But on the other hand, because we are so used to using technology, sometimes we feel more glued to our work. For example, like in the past, if you're off work, right, then you didn't work anymore. But now, even though you're at home, you could still access the internet and you can still work. So in a sense, the boundary between work and your life is a bit blurry these days.
我把我自己的说晕了，估计老师也是两女语塞。
So let's think about children and technology. What do you think is the right age when children should be introduced to technology and start using it, and to what extent? Should there be, are there some straightforward considerations, or is it a bit controversial? What are the aspects? What are the issues involved here?
I think it's very hard to say there should be a specific age when children should access technology. In Hong Kong, a lot of parents would allow their children to use iPads at around 3, because they think some games on the iPad are good to stimulate their cognitive development. I think parents monitoring is very important, because you definitely don't want your children to be too addicted to the device, right? You want to set a time limit for them to use the device. But I wouldn't say that children should not use the device until a certain age, because if their peers are starting to use the device at a very young age, then it's not very good to deliberately delay the time your children should access technology. So I think ultimately it's down to the control of parents, like how much control the parents would, or how much freedom the parents would give to their children to use the device. Right.
You talked obviously about how technology has made a lot of things easier and faster. So with that though, do you think that we are losing certain skills? Do you think that people are becoming dumber because they can now rely on technology? Do you think that technology has had this effect? So very, very few people in society will be very smart because they create smart technology, but 99% of the population only use technology and perhaps over-rely on it. Do you think that it dumbs down the majority of the population?
I don't think so. I think it simplifies the things that don't have to be necessarily so complicated. So our energy can be better focused on other aspects. For example, in the past, you had to memorize people's phone numbers, right? And that would take up certain spaces in your brain, your mind. So, but these days we don't have to remember people's phone numbers anymore. We can just easily call them on our smartphone. So that part of our mental capacity or mental space can be used in other areas for more creative work and for work that demands more like focused attention or energy. So I don't really think technology has made us dumber than before.
Well done, defending technology. Good case.
Thank you.
All right. So thank you very much. This is the end of the practice test. So you're a very good speaker. Now, with our limitations on the website, with our marking system, I can only give you the highest score I can give you is 8. And I just wanted to make it very clear to you that you're probably looking at even higher in the real exam.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you get your 8 in the feedback, just understand that we couldn't, I couldn't go any higher than that.
Yeah.
All right, limitations with the system. Do you have any questions before we go?
I just wonder, like in part 3, how much more should I say? Like, should I keep elaborating, or should I just, stop at a certain point and let the
you need to, that's a good question. You do need to elaborate, but you also need to make your own judgment call about when enough is enough. So for example, you don't want to repeat yourself.
Yeah.
If you feel that there is something of value, something of substance that you can still offer, then keep talking. Because what happens is, in the exam, part 3 takes exactly 5 minutes. The examiner must give you 5 minutes.
Okay.
No more, no less.
Okay.
Well, technically between 4 and 5, but they will aim for 5. So that's the rule. The exam is very strictly prescribed. So the examiner has 5 minutes with you. If you elaborate well and extend the topic, they may end up asking only 2 questions. But if your answers are shorter, they still have the same time to fill, right?
Okay.
They may ask you 5 or 6 questions.
Okay.
So it is actually probably in your interest to elaborate, but you don't want to be making noises for the sake of taking the time. You want to say something of substance, something interesting, extend ideas rather than repeat ideas. Yeah. And I think, judging by what you just did, I think it was just right. What you did now, just do the same thing. It was a nice balance.
Okay, thank you. But then in part 1, we should keep our answers concise, right?
That's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 to 3 sentences is a good guide.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, thank you so much.
No worries. All the best with your exam.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
刚刚问了他，我还是跟相机说，跟这里说好了。刚刚问他2个问题，就是第一个在 Part 3呢，他说考试的时间就是5分钟。我之前没有什么意识，他说就是5分钟。然后 anyways， 如果5分钟你一个问题说的很多，那也是5分钟；2个问题很多也是5分钟。所以如果大家说的时间很短的话呢，那个考官就会不停的问你问题，你会觉得哇四面受敌的感觉。所以我们还是要尽量去 elaborate。然后在 Part 1呢，他说真的是要 keep your answers concise， 可能就是2到3句就好了。所以大家一定要注意了，就是我的雅思班有些同学以前也是，现在也是，他们在 Part 1就会很用力，就说很长，然后我就跟他们讲说不要说这么长。我不知道他们有没有听进去，但是刚刚又是从这个老师身上得到了一个新的证实，就是不要说太多。好了，我现在就等我的成绩出来，然后再跟你们分享吧。那边是我的个人信息，所以打一下。然后他给的分数是8/9，因为他刚刚也说了，就是他整个系统最高分只能给到8分。So, okay, never mind. 然后 scores at a glance, comments. Okay, 看一下哈。Good effort. Answers were appropriately extended, etc. Okay. You can expect full marks. Really? Continue strong reading habits will help reinforce a wide lexical and grammatical range and accuracy. OK， 就是要继续阅读。你看，我跟你们讲也是嘛，就是我教大家每天都要阅读半个小时，对不对？真的是阅读很重要，很重要。像我的话，虽然我不怎么看书籍，但是我看很多文章，包括跟你们上外看精读课，都是看很多文章的，所以真的很重要。但是还是有一个错 ，navigate. Oh, you can navigate.
among the apps，OK， 就不用再加反身代词了 ，All right，OK，yeah，你看这个又是一个比较好的 feedback。他们要是不告诉我听的话，我可能自己就说错了，或者是我要在写作中才能发现。然后这个就是一个 OK performance 这样子，哒哒哒，哦，这个就是很官方的了 ，highlight 一下，好像没有什么特别的了。OK，All right，that's it。好啦，这就是我的一个体验，就是我觉得挺好的，因为实在是我平常在工作中，在考试中也好，不会有人给我这样的一个反馈，不会说，哎，你这说错了，或者是给我一个问问题的机会，你懂吗？就是没有这样的一个机会，所以我就很想说，找一个老师来帮我去挑挑问题，然后之后我还有写作，我昨天晚上交了一个 Task 1 的写作，然后今天等会儿找时间把 Task 2 也写了。然后等他们给反馈，因为我想等了 Part 1 的反馈，然后再去写 Part 2。虽然两个 parts 不是很有关系，但是想看看他们在我的语言这方面有什么一些提意先，然后再去写 Part 2，这样子我就可以在 Part 2当中又去改正一下小的语言毛病什么的了。好了，那写作呢，我应该会分成另外一个视频来给你们分享。然后希望大家觉得这样的一个视频能对你们的雅思备考有一些帮助吧。那我们就下个视频再见啦。拜拜。